Hey morning guys, this is Danny. So welcome back to my channel where today we will be recording the third episode of our professional vlog series about the life of being an industry pioneer. So as we step into day 9 of our campus experiment mission. Well, our campus experiment mission. I want to be very honest and frank. We had a very emotionally heavy start to our day. So I'm not going to pretend and act like everything is positive and cheery, because it's not. For our topic today, we would like to talk about why industry pioneers are such creatures of solitude. Right? So, for as long as we can remember, we've always had this preference of working alone. It's not your typical, developers, engineers kind of like to work alone. It's very different. For us, we prefer to work alone because it's not that we do not value other people's perspectives and viewpoints. Right? It's just that when we look at a situation, when we look at a potential problem, we are seeing something that is 20 years ahead of everybody else, right? Like the problems that we see and the solutions that we can think of are for problems that other people cannot even see yet. Speaking from experience, the kind of foresight and vision that people like us will have are so far ahead that even sometimes most of the industry leaders can't see what we are seeing. And so part of the reason why we prefer to work alone is because it's more draining on our energy to have to constantly explain and justify and try to make what we see make sense to those that cannot see it. It's like trying to describe color to somebody that can only see things in black and white. And so we learn over the years that the best thing for us to do is to stop wasting our energy trying to justify our ideas, justify our solutions, try and explain it and make it make sense for people that don't get it. There's nothing wrong with them not getting it. It's not that we are better than them. It's not that we are smarter than them. That's not what we are saying here. What we are saying here is that we see things so far ahead on a different timeline that we are virtually looking at the same thing from, for example, in 2006, I am already looking at problems and solutions in 2026 when everybody is still seeing things and living in 2006. So now that I'm in 2026, in my mind, in our minds, we are already thinking about problems that are 10, 20 years ahead. And we just learned that it'll be wiser, it'll be smarter on our daily energy management, to not waste that energy trying to explain what we see and what we're trying to accomplish. And so we work in solitude. That's where we focus. That's where we do our best work. And kind of like a master artisan, right? Who has a workshop up on the mountaintop. Every year, the way we look at it is that you probably will not really see us much. If I'm not making these videos, if I'm not doing our postings and visibility campaigns right now, you probably would not know that I'm here. You probably would never hear about me. But so for master artisans, they spend most of their year up on the mountaintop focusing on their craft, right? That's who we are. And then maybe once a year or twice a year, they might come down to the village and they will showcase their works and have exhibition. So in our case, we think of that as design conferences. So we will go to design conferences maybe once or twice a year, and that's where we will talk about what we have learned. We will share about the lessons from our craft, and we will connect with people, not just networking, but actually make meaningful connections with people. So technically, let's say 350 days a year, you will never see us, right? And that's just the nature of who we are. We're not saying that this is what being a pioneer, the life of a pioneer should be. We are saying that this is what it is, right? And it's not a bug, but it's simply a feature of who we are. But here's the real honest downside of being an industry pioneer. And it's the isolation, it's the loneliness that comes with it. Yesterday we began reading the book Let's Talk About Loneliness by Simone Heng. And within the first chapter itself, we learned something new. And that phrase is called collective loneliness. And that's how we understand that, this isolation and loneliness that we are currently experiencing is actually that. It's about being isolated from the community, the local design industry. For the past 20 years, we have been outcasts, outsiders, and basically, not being treated as part of the community. So that's where we struggle with our collective loneliness and isolation. So yeah, it's not easy to deal with the loneliness. I mean, even though we mentally have accepted that this loneliness and isolation is mostly a feature of who we are. Just because we accepted that reality doesn't make it any harder to have to deal with it on a daily basis. And I think that's something that we really want to share here today. Right. Now today's video and topic is very short, so we will keep it brief. Later in the week, again, we will publish our companion article where we will try to give more in-depth breakdowns and examples of what it's like to be a creature of solitude, and what are we doing to reduce that sense of loneliness. And also, the part about being isolated, we believe it is also a choice, and the reason why we are doing these videos, this vlog series, why we are actively engaging in our own visibility campaigns, is because we refuse to accept that isolation is inevitable. We like to think that it is a choice, and we are hoping that we can prove that point. Alright? Thanks for watching, guys. So if you like videos like this, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.